file a little further. We're going to make a change so that it will include the post-installation source that we specified in the OEM folder structure. We're also going to have it automatically activate Windows XP, and we'll include the product key so we're not prompted for that. Almost anything you don't specify in the answer file that is required during setup, it'll automate to the point where it needs that information and then present it. So that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're sitting there, but if you're doing a remote deployment or you plan to walk away and not come back till it's done, you want to make sure that everything is specified. So these are a couple of things that will get us to that point where it's really as automated as we would like it. All right, I want to start by making sure that you know where the CIF file lives. It's in our single instance store directory under Setup, Language, Images, the subfolder name you specified, i386 Templates, and there's our CIF file. Now that's the default name that was provided, and I've just left it like that for now, but you can call it whatever you want, as long as it's .sif. And that is just any file. So go ahead and open it with Notepad and leave the association in place. And Notepad's very well suited for viewing and editing any files like this one. Up at the top, you see the Setup Manager comment I mentioned. That's that little flag that Setup Manager uses to know if this is a file it's manipulated before. And now there's a couple of places that we're going to go ahead and edit now. The first, you see OEM pre-install equals no. We want that to be yes. That will allow it to recognize the OEM file structure that we put in and include those in the download to the client. Auto activate equals yes. Obviously, automates the activation of Windows XP. Under the user data section, we want to include the product key so that we're not prompted for that during the installation. And another section that isn't actually included here by default is GUI run once. So I'm going to paste in a GUI run once section that has command 0, and if you had 3 commands, it would be 0, 1, 2, and then just the full path to what it is you want to run. In this case, our post-installation script that was copied down with the OEM files. Now, for the description, I'm updating this to specify that this menu item is going to include the automated post-installation script, and on the bottom here with the more elaborate description, I'll reflect that as well. And that pretty much wraps up this answer file. This is going to do it for us. So I'll save this one, and just for readability in the file structure, I'm going to say that this is post-install so that I know what this is. And we can take advantage of something I'm not sure a lot of people are aware of, and that is that you can have more than one CIF file in this folder, and it will just appear as more than one menu item at the DOS level. So we'll copy it and rename it to no post-install, and then in editing this, we'll simply take out those things that would cause the post-installation. We don't need any auto logon. We don't need the GUI run once. I'll go ahead and update the description and more elaborate description below to reflect that this one does not contain the post-installation script. And what this will give us is a fully intended and then just a raw Windows installation without the installation of our post-installation script after the fact. And if you didn't notice I missed this one, we'll go back up here and say OEM pre-install equals no, because we don't want it to include those files that we don't need. Okay, so now it's demo time. We've completely gone from not having any RIS installation or preparation in place through a complete and total automated installation customized to include a script and source files and all of the things that we want it to automatically do in our deployment with RIS, as well as a second menu item for being able to perform an automated installation without the post-installation script and additional things that we have tacked on at the end. So with it all done, let's go ahead and watch how it works. Alright, we hit F12 here for Pixie boot. We get the welcome message. You have to enter a username and password valid on the network. And then there's our two menu items. And the descriptions below as we specified them. We'll go ahead and pick the one with the post install so we can see that work. You get a warning that all data will be deleted. A little information about what the computer will exist as once complete. And it then reboots. And you see the familiar Windows setup taking place, only without your need to continually provide informations and press keys. It'd be a real downer if I made you sit through the entire process, so the setup is sped up dramatically for effect here. You only wish it went so quickly. This is one of those cases where RIS is convenient, it's completely supported, yet imaging, by comparison, is much faster because it doesn't go through copying all the files and then running what is essentially an unattended installation. A lot of people refer to it as an image, RIS image, remote imaging service. It's not an imaging service, it's an installation service. And what you're getting is an unattended install that's very customizable. Like all videos, at the end here I recommend discussions taking place in the AppDeploy forums. There's a growing number of very helpful people there familiar with OS installation. This OS installation forum is there. It started off as an imaging forum, and then to kind of widen the scope without breaking it down into too many categories, this is to include both imaging and unattended installations, and products that employ both or either. So if you have any questions, that's a great place to go. And I hope you found this very informative, and take this opportunity as well to thank you for your continued support of AppDeploy.com.